Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here in June. A very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies. Come in, sit down, no touching. I don't do the touching. Hello, yes, welcome back to Big Mouth and Tuesday's edition of the dceu Daily. If you're feeling charitable, smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, and go over to my Twitter after this video. Not now, and follow me at Movies TV Mad. At Movies TV Mad, let's get that right. This is a big edition of the dceu Daily. I can exclusively confirm to you that the Batman is part of the dceu. How is that possible? How is that possible? How can that work? There's no way. That's the truth, Mick. I'm being told that is exactly the truth. That the Batman is part of the DC cinematic extended universe. And I couldn't be happier. But I was discussing this yesterday, and I genuinely believe I know how this is going to happen. I believe in Wonder Woman 1984. There will be a timeline change from a decision that Diana makes. So I believe this is how Robert Pattinson's Batman is actually the DCEU's Batman. This is a plan that Walter Hamada has been working on ever since he joined the DCEU as the guy leading it, the leader of the DCEU. He's in charge. We heard Jim Lee say what a big DC fan he is. That's exciting to know. But what's great about Walter Hamada is he's a very clever guy. And if anyone could pull this off, it's him. So I repeat, exclusively, I can tell you this, and this is why you should be subscribing, you lucky people. Robert Pattinson's Batman, in Matt Reeves' The Batman, will be part of the DC Cinematic Extended Universe. Wow. And as I say, I couldn't be happier about this. So we are going to have to go and watch Wonder Woman 84 to see how they're going to manage this to intertwine what they want to do. So basically, if they want to change an actor, they can do it now and still make it all part of the DCEU. Now, as far as I know, the DC Black Label will be separate to the DCEU. And I think that's important. The Black Label, they're Elseworld stories, and that's cool. So I would expect Joaquin Phoenix's Joker not to be part of the DCEU, but there could be one day away where he can be sucked into the DCEU. If they do a Crisis on Infinite Earths, right, that would be pretty cool. So who knows? Anything is possible when you use your imagination. That's why I always say, always use your imagination. Some people, unfortunately, mostly fans of TV shows and movies, don't have imagination. I'm glad I have an imagination because it's cool, right? But this is brilliant. And as I say, this is all to do with this course correction going on in Wonder Woman 1984. So what does this do for Batfleck? Is Pattinson going to be a younger version to Batfleck? Is he a brand new Batman altogether? And basically the timeline change deletes Batfleck? We know a hell of a lot of people would be very angry about that. The possibilities here are limitless. So how confident am I that what I'm being told is the truth? I would say 75% out of 100%. I'm very confident about this. We know things that we're told sometimes are not true in this arena, in this atmosphere. So I've just got to trust that what this person has told me is the truth. That's all I can do. But it is something I've been predicting all along. I've even been predicting a cameo for Ben Affleck. I don't know if that's plausible or possible. It wouldn't surprise me. But I've always believed this anyway, that Matt Reeves' The Batman is part of the DCEU. Now, a lot of people have been saying all along, sorry, itchy nose, one of those things, you bloody nose. Itching now when I'm doing a video. How embarrassing. But I have felt this all along, and I know there's people still saying, prominent DCEU YouTubers, and people like saying, no way, it's a separate entity, Pattinson only wants to do 3 movies, then go. Unfortunately, he wouldn't have been brought on if he just wanted to exit. And I don't think that Christian Bale wanted to exit after 3 films. If Christopher Nolan remained, then he would have stayed. If Russell T Davies was still the showrunner of Doctor Who. Maybe David Tennant would still be the Doctor. Who knows? It's that crazy. Or he would have stayed for another 2 seasons at least. It's all about who's running it. But once Nolan left, Bale was going to leave. And that's the thing. So I genuinely believe it's not 3 movies and go. And basically, you don't know that. You're just saying that because Robert Pattinson's done a lot of independent films. He's talked about about his private life. It doesn't mean anything. Once you choose to play Batman, it doesn't matter if you're doing it in 1 film or 100 films. You are going to have the paps after you. Once you make that decision, and I know it's a difficult way to live, you've got to have to expect that, I'm afraid. So I think that Robert Pattinson and Matt Reeves are here for the long term, and why wouldn't they be? Especially if they deliver a great set of Batman films, and also a great Batman for the future of the DCEU. Imagining this Batman being part of a future Justice League. And of course the question still remains, who's playing Superman? Is it Cavill? Is it a brand new Superman? Because they are building a brand new Justice League team here. That's why Pattinson's Batman is a young Batman starting out. There's more potential in that. They are rebranding the DCEU. We've seen it with Aquaman. We've seen it with Shazam. There are very, very interesting times ahead. You heard what Jim Lee said yesterday. They are focusing and looking to the future. And that is important. Of course, we want the Snyder Cut and the Ayer Cut. That's something we can continue fighting for. I will finish that video about the Snyder Cut because the fandom are fighting again, and I'm very, very disappointed in some of you lot. But in terms of this, what I've heard, that the Batman is part of the DCEU, I know people are going to be so pissed off about this because they don't want a deletion of Batfleck. I think it's got to be done in a tasteful way where you can say, well, he was part of the DCEU and now he's not because of this kind of timeline change. So at the time of BVS and MOS, right, and Suicide Squad and even Wonder Woman and Justice League, he's part of that. But once this timeline changes because of whatever Diana decides to change, right, then it changes. I love Ben Affleck as Batman. I repeat myself all the time because you have to in this environment, I'm afraid, because people will jump on you. But I think he's gone, right? He's gone. It's time to move on. Enjoy BVS and his appearances in Justice League and Suicide Squad, but he's gone. It's over. It's time for this new way of doing things. Because prominently, I'm a DC fan. I ain't got loyalty to one actor or one director. I love Zack Snyder. I love Ben Affleck. But, you know, they're gone now. I still want to see his vision of Justice League. Of course I do. Who wouldn't? You'd have to be someone who lacked vision not to want to see that. But I'm fighting to see that film. I'm not really fighting for Zack to come back because I think that's a pointless battle. Again, I'm going to be unsubscribed from and downvoted. That's fine. I'm here to say how I feel about things. You have to, no, not you have to. You can feel about anything you want in any way. And you are part of this community that I've set up. But at the end of the day, I have the right to have my opinions. And I'm a DC fan. And I'm excited for the future. 3 movies next year. Another 3 movies the following year. It's very, very, very exciting. And I mean, next year to have James Gunn's The Suicide Squad and The Batman and Black Adam. What a massive year for DC films. And I couldn't be more excited for the future of that. But I'm bringing you information that I've got. And it's important that I do that. But it's also important that I'm honest with you. I'm honest with you in the context of saying that I support this. And I do. I think it's important that this Batman is part of the DCEU. I don't want Batman. I don't want not to have a Batman in the DCEU and have a Batman in a segregated universe. I don't think that works. I don't think that works. When you look, I don't want to be Marvel, but when you look at the success of Kevin Feige and the MCU, people want to see an interconnected universe. People want to see all these different characters and heroes mingling together, cameoing in each other's films. This is why I've got my issues with Arrowverse, but that's what makes it so popular because it's an interconnected universe. That's what people want to see. So segregating Batman from the DCEU would be the dumbest decisions ever. And if I'm wrong about this information I've got, then I will basically criticize them. I will criticize them because I think it's wrong to segregate Batman. I know you want to make good films, but you know, at the end of the day, if we're doing a course correction here, let's get things right. Let's get these things spot on, right? And the way to go forward with the dceu is to have an epic, an awesome, and an emotional, great, interconnected, shared universe. And Batman being part of the dceu makes that work. Batman not being part of the dceu would be the dumbest decisions of dumbest decisions. So we'll see where we go. We'll see if I'm right about this. I hope I am. I really, really do, because I think that Robert Pattinson's a really good actor. I think he would be brilliant with Gal Gadot as well. That'd be an interesting dynamic. There's lots of variables here. How would he get on with Jason Momoa's Aquaman and Ezra Miller's The Flash? It would be awesome to see that. And I think this is what I mean. These kind of things capture people's imaginations. But segregate him away from the dceu, then Houston, we have a problem. So hopefully this information that I've got is true. And you can let me know in the comments down below how you feel about all of this. Right, it looks like the Snyder community is falling out again. And I don't know why. I woke up this morning to see that some people are giving up on Zack Snyder and not fighting to release the Snyder Cut anymore. That's their right, of course. I'm here and I'm telling you right, just below me right there, I've got hashtag release the Snyder Cut and release the Ayer Cut, right? Because I'm desperate to see these movies and I will always support the fight for that. So I don't know what you're upset about, and maybe someone can explain to me in the comments down below. I think it's something to do with this poster competition. I don't know what they're actually upset about. But basically, let's be clear here. Zack's done everything possible to get his cut to you, right? The fans. He's tried everything. And he's still trying, right? So I don't know what your beef is and why you've turned away from this, and I don't know what the issue is. I don't know everything. There's so many little infighting in this community, I can't keep up with it. But nothing will happen for me to stop fighting to see the Snyder Cut. So I don't know why some of you people are walking away, because you seem really passionate about the cause and the movement. So I don't know, and I'd love to know what's going on there. But this constant infighting is embarrassing and frustrating, and I'm really disappointed in people that they don't get it. There doesn't seem to be the intelligence to understand that we're better together than we are apart. Look at what we've achieved. Subway, Ben Affleck hashtagging release the Snyder Cut. Gal Gadot, we had the director of The Invisible Man, saying that people should be able to see the Snyder Cut. This is the kind of thing we need. So this infighting really doesn't solve anything. So again, please comment down below and somebody explain what the hell is going on here. But the main headline today here on the DCEU Daily is that Matt Reeves, the Batman, Robert Pattinson, is officially part of the DCEU. If I get any more information on this, I will bring it to you in a video as soon as possible. Until then, be good, be friends, show love, and always hold on to Superman, because he's the absolute best. See you tomorrow.